Yeah, me, you. I don't know. Me, you. This is how we
On
begin. I
three.
decided to put
One,
that right
two,
in.
three. Welcome to your daily dose of dopamine.
That's
I'm
right.
Susan Scarlett, and my pal over
Those are the
there
best beginnings.
is
That's
Robert Pike.
Robert. The best beginnings are those that really, yeah. There, there's actually a story about that. You okay?
Of course, my phone just rang.
Oh, more
Um,
chaos.
yes.
Um,
See my shirt.
there,
It's telling me what to do here. Okay, go.
there's a story about Woody Allen, who I realize personal problems, not trying to get into that, but just as a director to speak to say that he loved to go to his performers. He so valued natural performances over what he thought were awful, stilted types of performances, that he would talk to people right before the camera was, about to roll. And really, he'd make sure it was nothing about the movie. Talk to him, actors talk about, oh, we're talking about baseball. And then when Woody knew he had him really going on something, he'd just walk away and he'd point to the camera and he'd say action. And he'd get people going up, and he wanted that. He wanted that chaos that we just had.
We just did a Woody Allen.
Yeah,
That's pretty
yeah.
funny. Well, beyond that, what do you know? How's your day?
Good, good. I would say, and to just to sit in the not beyond that, to say that, one of the things we talk about in improv is finding, the great stuff, laughter and otherwise, in what other people perceive as mistakes. That whole beginning could have been perceived as a mistake, right? That, oh, we're talking over each other and there's sound effects going off and we're, whatever, who's on first.
Yeah.
The humanity and the laughter is the
Oh my
reality.
gosh.
I
Oh,
mean, that's what we're here for.
absolutely. Absolutely. It's part of the
You
fun.
know? Yeah. So
Yes.
I guess the other thing I'll point to is right before this, I was having a moment. My browser crashed. I've been working on updating the website, and it couldn't find this page that I've been working on. I was like, oh, that seemingly 10 to 15-year-old feeling of computer crashing and losing information. I mean, now most things are backed up to the cloud, and you go, oh, but when something isn't, all of a sudden it's that. Remember that from computers when you had it saved like every couple of minutes.
And we have a basic assumption now about a lot of things, including things like the price of your house is supposed to increase in value. It's not really necessarily true anymore. Yeah.
Supposed to. I mean, there was, a slow, steady, and then all of a sudden there's this accelerated this, and we've seen it fall off the cliff. And I was certainly part of that cliff falling in Las Vegas, and experienced that. Yeah, you're right. Assumptions are an interesting thing, and it changes how we look at the world when we say this is how it has to be,
No,
and it doesn't.
no, we're all individuals.
Yeah, and I understand neurologically why we want to do that. It's very comforting to believe
That's
this will be
exactly the
ordered
word
and
that I thought of.
structured.
It's predictable. It's something you know. You don't have to figure it
Yeah,
out again, whatever. But we really are all individuals, and we need to be heard as such, respected as such. And a lot of times that takes not speaking ourselves and maybe listening more.
yeah,
I
yeah.
agree
To,
with that.
to recognize, like you said, those assumptions are not necessarily so for everybody.
So I know what you did this morning. Would you want to share that with the group?
It sounds like a variation of a horror film. I know what you did last summer.
Know what you did because
I
it's
know
like
what you did.
soon, right? Is it
Uh,
wait? Oh no, it already happened. Did it already happen? Your tonight
So
thing?
you're talking about there was a news story for Boys of Summer. The last two mornings, we've been fortunate enough to have those shot, and NBC local here in the Bay Area. Yes, just aired a story, and it was just on a few minutes ago. And tomorrow morning, CBS local here in the Bay Area will be running a story, and there'll be a follow up and all that good stuff. So I'm pushing dad. The short of it is in the Betabreakers, this big 12K run coming up on Sunday, which is, it's a huge cultural kind of festival. And, dad,
That's
it's been a big part of his life for a lot of years, and running no longer is. So
So how many miles is it, Robert?
12K is about 6 points, or maybe it's 7.2, something like that, 7.3,
It's
something
a
like that.
12K.
Mhm.
Yeah, and there's a big hill someplace.
Hayes Street Hill is well known. That is 2/3 of a mile with a 12% grade.
Holy smoke.
So
And
yeah,
is
I'm
it near
going to
the
be.
beginning or near the end or?
It is near the beginning, thankfully. And I'll be pushing Dad up that. It's one of those classic San Francisco, staggered,
Yeah, yeah.
right. And so I'll push him up, and we'll break, push him
Do you
up,
guys
and
get
we'll
to
break.
you get to go first
Oh
to
no,
people with chairs and stuff? Or you
the
got
opposite. We're in the far back. We're in the
okay.
last corral, which is fine with me.
Yeah.
We'll be taking our time.
Long time ago, before I had Parkinson's and before I had any incentive to exercise, or maybe I should say, did any exercise on a regular basis. I know, it's when I had breast cancer the first time, so it was really a long time ago. And my daughters wanted to do a 5K breast cancer run, and it was a cold, nasty day because it was just cold and nasty and rainy, and we were out there and we were very tickled with ourselves. And they were younger, a lot younger. I was a lot younger. It's like 20 years ago. And as people kept getting, ahead of us, and we kept getting past and getting colder, we passed a Starbucks, and I could tell that we were near the end of the entire group of people. And I said, "You know what, you guys, let's go in and get a Starbucks." So the remaining few people went by, and I thought, this would be so cool to finish last. We have to do that. So we slowed down even more. And we got interviewed for finishing last.
Wow, you literally finished last.
We did. Like 10,000 people or something. Yeah, my favorite claim.
Yeah, I love that. I love that it's your favorite claim, not your claim to fame.
My
That's
claim
almost, it's even better.
warped my brain. And this whole day has been like that. I was dictating, and I said PD instead of Parkinson's disease, and my phone heard pity, Pity. And I thought, that's really interesting, but it's actually one thing that I don't think most people I know in the Parkinson's community actually do. Even if they carry this disease, even if pity's not part of what I experience very much, at least the crowd we hang out with.
No, where it comes into play is what other people feel for people with Parkinson's. And that has to do with the shirt you're wearing right there. Because as Dad told the story many times, what it says on there is, relax, it's just effing Parkinson's. That is a response my dad has to people looking at him, as he says, like he's about to die. And he wants them to just relax. I'm not going to spill my Parkinson's on you. You don't have
Right?
to pity me.
Yeah, yeah, right.
It's okay. And that's really what that's about. And
Yeah.
that's by far our daily dose. Well done.